Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for switching to my channel today. So what we are going to do at the moment is we're going to get straight into this. I want us to build something as amazing as what you can see right now. I'm going to build this with you all the way from the ground up. I'm going to go with you from the way we are going to gather our ideas all the way through to how we are going to put this together, where I get my images from, how I apply everything from logo and make this a real success. And without much ado, guys, let's just jump straight into the video. So I'm going to show my screen and then I'm going to hide my head I'm going to show my screen and I'm also going to hide my head just at the bottom corner, so you have to bear with me because they're going to see many things. Yeah, but I think we can make this work. All right, so the first thing I'm going to switch my screen straight away, so you can see me at the bottom corner here. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on here, but please don't pay attention. This is my screen. All right, if you happen to join the stream at any point in time, please drop a thumbs up like this in the comment section. Yes, just to show that, just to let me know where you are and also where you are watching from. You can let me know in the comment section below. My team is just behind here. I'm going to say a big shout out to you from wherever you are. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to create a new file. These are some of the old files I've worked on. I'm going to create a new file and I'm just going to go to new file here. It looks blue. I mean, you make sure you have Photoshop, right? So I click this and then it opens up this small menu for me and I have to make my adjustments. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the width. Because I'm creating this in a square fashion, I would rather prefer portrait for Instagram, but sometimes I just have to do it a square. And then the dimensions, the dimensions are 1080 by 1080. I just got a message from my team that my audio is echoing. Are you really hearing that? Let me know in the comment section below. So the dimensions are 1080 by 1080 like so. Resolution is 722 because it's going to be used for screen. You don't want to make it too big, you know. You don't want Instagram and co compressing your images. You want to keep the quality high, yes, still keeping it not compressible. So I'm just going to go straight away. I don't want an artboard. I hate this. So I'm going to toggle the artboard off and I'm going to go to create. Awesome. So now if you're wondering how my setup is looking right now, it's because I have my own custom setup here where I have the tools that I need to make my work faster and smoother are always at my they are just hands reach away. Alright, so I have my swatches here with my colors. I have found a color I can go here. I also have my navigator so that I could navigate to the particular place I want if I'm editing, or I could just move around like that. I have it here. I have a video on my YouTube channel how I set up my channel for productivity sake. I have my layers panel here, and then I can use Control plus minus to just Control plus 0 to zoom into full size like this. I also have all my tools here, and the first thing I always do is that I don't usually like this background layer here, so I go to the bottom corner here. You see the half circle here. I click on it and I choose solid color. Alright, and then I just pick up any color. So let me just pick up this yellow like so, and voila. Then I'll click on the padlock sign. Yeah, the lock sign by this background layer here. Drag it into the dustbin here just to delete it, so that now this becomes my background layer. I always want to have a background layer like so, just there. And the next thing is, for me to get the design that I want, the way that I want it, there are three things that I always pay attention to. Number one is my background, the photo, and then the text. And then I work on this in this order. I always take care of the background first, then I move next to let me show my face. I want to show my face. Good, awesome, good. So I do the backgrounds first, then I move next all the way to the photos, then finally I also move to the text. So this is the way I go about it, and it makes my work really quick. If you're able to get a very good background, your work is done. And then the text, if you're able to get good text, your work is also to a certain degree done. I'm kind of looking at myself here. Well, cool, right? Just let me know how it looks, how I look. If I look bad, please let me know. I'm going to switch to my screen. All right, awesome. So let's go to the browser. I'm going to show you how I get my backgrounds. And my go-to website I've already shared with you on my YouTube channel. I go to freepik.com. It's already there. freepik.com. Now there are many backgrounds that I can search for, but in this case I want something subtle, so I'm going to go for, let me say, slate background. I just type it like this. Freepik does their magic, and they bring me things. They bring me a lot. Whoa, okay, this is not what I want. I want something white. Let me go to home and then say white, and then just add white to that, and let's see how it works. Yep. Okay, so I'm getting some cool stuff here. I just want something, cool. Yeah, something just, okay, I'll do this. I'll get this, and once you get it, you download it, and make sure you give attribution to the creator. Man, you have to support someone else's business. Yeah. All right, so I download that quickly. Let me see if I can get another design, or I could just go and just take away the slate and make a white background, like so. Taking this one out and then make it white background. So I only have 2 USB ports here, meaning I can't have my mouse. I don't know how I work in Photoshop or any editing tool without my mouse, but for today, I guess I'm going without a mouse, so I'm using my trackpad. It sucks, but I'll manage for you. Alright, so I have some white backgrounds here. I could just, okay, this is very nice. I like this. I'm looking for something like this, so I'll download this one as well. It looks like the one I just downloaded, but let's get it anyways. And I'll show you how to make this cool in Photoshop. Alright, I could also get this spiral looking thing here. Yep, downloading, and yeah, it should be downloaded. So let's get back to Photoshop, and what we'll do is, now that we're in Photoshop, we have to bring our image in. So I'm going to my downloads. You have to locate the file wherever place you downloaded them. In this case, I think, yeah, this is the file here. Yeah, so I'm going to drag it in like so. Yeah, the machine is kind of doing a lot of heavy tasking. I don't really blame it. So yeah, so this is the photo. I want to drag it all the way out. Remember, we are setting up the background, and from what we know, we want the background to be cool. Yeah, or you can use a synonym. You want the background to be me. So yeah. Now after bringing the background like this, it's white. It's just covered the yellow. We want the yellow to stand out, right? So what we can do is we can make this white blend in, and the way we're going to change the blend mode. Cool, right? I mean, I kind of did the rhyming. Blend in, blend mode. Okay. So I'll come here. If you come to the layers panel here, just on top here where you see the normal, we don't want this layer to be normal anymore. We want it to be something else, right? So I click on so, and then you can just play around, start from, and just see how it will look with the different blend modes. Just look at how luminosity looks. It kind of looks cool, but the one I'm going to go with, when I have a white background like so, I change it to something between linear burn, color burn, right? So in this case, I want to take it to linear burn so that I can have a lot of the textures, the texture looking thing all over there. Yeah, and I'll take the opacity down to somewhere like 70. Yeah, good. Now I'll be working on it, things on top. I don't want to be, selecting this layer here and there, right? So I'm just going to lock it like this. Yeah, by clicking on the lock sign at the right corner here. I mean, if you follow along with me, you can create this and just like this. And I'm taking so much time to do this because it's a tutorial. In reality, I might take just a little longer because sometimes thoughts hits here, there, but then, well, I'm going to lock this layer as well. And the next thing I want to do is I want to get my photo in. Yeah, if you look at the one we just created here, sorry I don't have it here, guys. If you look at the one we have here, we can see the gentleman standing there, and then some nice thing going on behind him. So let's create that nice thing that goes on behind him. And how I create that is okay, so how I create that is by I'm going to use the pen tool. So you can come all the way to the layers panel here, yes, and you can select the pen tool. So pen tool, P for pen. Where is it? I will usually press. Sorry, I'm understanding. I will usually press P and just jump there. So there is the pen tool here. Awesome. There's the pen tool here. So there's the pen tool. I select it like so, and then I've just plugged in my external drive. I have some photos that we're going to be using. So I want something that is cutting across like so. Yeah, so I'll click the first anchor here, so one like so, and I'll come here and I'll click. Don't take off the mouse yet. You keep dragging, you keep dragging. Now we are done dragging. All right, I'm going to keep my hand still on it. I've not released my hand yet. I'll press Alt. Whilst my hands is still not released from the mouse, I'll drag the mouse in close to the anchor point. All right, and let's go. And then now I get my I click on the third one here, and then finally I come to the last point and join it. So it's like more of like a meat spa, But two things have to be done when you are doing this. Number one, let me undo everything again. Number one, make sure when you have your pen tool selected, you come to the top corner here, the left corner here, if you can see my mouse here, and make sure you have it on shape, not path, because we're trying to create a shape, not a path. All right, so make sure you have it on shape. I don't usually need a stroke, so I'll just take away the stroke, click on the stroke, the color here, and then choose this cancel out thing. So no stroke, we don't want a stroke. Yeah, we don't. I mean, those who are stroking, they are probably stroking somewhere for the Olympics or something like that. Yeah. So so I click here. Once again, we come back, and then when I click, I don't let go. I drag. Now let me show you what if I don't press the Alt and bring the anchor point close to it. Look, let me show you what happens. So if it comes like so. And then I come and click the next one. Can you see the amazing thing that just happened? This stylish looking thing here. Well, in this case, it might not be a problem, but sometimes it does become a problem. So I'm going to select it. Well, report reaching me is it's below that layer. All right, good. So I'm going to go to my select tool by pressing V or coming all the way to the toolbar and selecting the move tool, and I'm going to move it up because I want it to be a little visible. I'll scale it up a little. Awesome. And then I'll also rotate it in a way like so. Awesome, good. Now because I'm using my move tool, these things are showing, this expand, drag, whatever is showing. If yours is not showing, you can come to the top corner here and click on show transform controls. Alright, so I'm going to duplicate this layer by holding Ctrl and J. Ctrl plus J. So this layer is now duplicated. And what I want to do is give it a red color, like okay, yeah, red. I want to give it a red color like so. Red, good, awesome. And now you see the red is all over. We don't want the red to be so we're going to select the white layer in the layers panel and drag it on top. Drag it and leave it on top of the red. So now the red becomes underneath. But we still want the red to show. So with the red layer selected, we're going to Ctrl plus T to transform, and I'm going to drag it out like so. Awesome, good. I mean, this is cool, right? It's even cooler than Big Jack Horner. Alright, so I'm just going to give it a little transform, just to make it look something, yeah, like so. Yeah, it might not be looking like what we saw in the other photo, but very cool, right? Okay, so then now let's find a way to bring our photo in. But this white here doesn't have any textures compared to the yellow background, and we don't want that to happen. So we want to give the white, the chance for the white and then the red to have this texture. So what we can do is, we can select the red for instance, and then go to the blend modes as we did for the other ones. But this time you're not going to go to color burn or linear burn. I mean, let me see, look at them. Let me see the luminosity. Okay, yeah, so let's go back to linear burn once again, and voila, we're done that. And then let's go to the normal for the white and also change it to all. Okay. I guess I'm lost. I think I made it. Alright, so let's leave the white that way. Now the next thing is to get our photo. And now because this is an engineering organization, right, we want to make the graphics for it to have an engineer on it. It's always good to have a portrait of someone. I mean, sometimes you can have an abstract, and that's cool. But in this case, we want to show a photo of someone. So I'll just key in the keywords to get that particular photo that I need. And the keywords I'm going to need African engineer. Yeah, awesome. Good, good, cool. Cool, right? Yeah. Okay, good. So we do have a couple of photos here. Awesome, good. So I'm going to take this guy. He's kind of looking like he's an engineer. You know, he has the hat. He has the you know. Hey guys, if you are here, make sure you give me a shout out in the comment section below, and then yeah, I'll be there. Let me just take a few minutes to check out and reply some of the comments here. Oh, this from some of Boche. He says yes, my voice echoes. I wonder why. I wonder why. Maybe it is something to be troubleshooted. Let me give you. Can I react to your? Oh, they're not giving me the chance to react. So. Thanks for the feedback. I mean, my team will be on this phone. Motherfuckers. Awesome, good. I had a little technical issue here. Technical issues are no joke, you know. Yeah, as a creative person, all you do is solve problems every day. So I'm going to just get a photo of this handsome looking guy, like so. Yeah. And there are two things. We have to get rid of the background. We could use an online tool, or we could just go straight to Photoshop and get this done in Photoshop. I think so far so good. Photoshop is doing an okay job for me when I tell him to remove the background of the photos that I do have. So I'm going to identify the photo in my browser. I don't want to open it. So I'm just going to drag it into Photoshop like so, and drop it, and yeah, awesome, good. Now always make sure it's a smart object. You can tell by a smart object by seeing this small looking thing at here. When it's a smart object, whether you scales up, down, whatever, it still keeps the quality. If not, it's going to lose its quality because Photoshop is a raster based application. So up next, I'm going to click on W. What W does is it selects for me my object selecting tool. I want to select an object. I'll come to the menu, just delete the menu bar, and I'm going to select subject. So I say Photoshop, get to the work and do the magic for me. So Photoshop just starts analyzing the photo. Yeah. I don't know why I'm in an earpiece because I'm not really doing a live call with someone, so I can't really hear anything. There's so much echo. Okay, so if you have this selected like so, you can click on the mask button at the right bottom corner here, say add a layer mask, or that hides the background for you. Guys, let me try and fix this echo thing. So guys, how is the audio now? Is it still echoing? I just pray it doesn't echo. Is it echoing now, guys? Is it echoing? Awesome. Let's get straight to it. So we had a few technicalities. I think it's better now. The audio. What do you say? What do you say? Ah, someone watching says perfect now. Awesome, good. Now let's get back to work. So now that we've done the selection, Photoshop has done a very good job here. So I'll just go to the move tool by pressing V. I will recommend you get used to the shortcuts because that is the way forward. You can't be clicking here. Your left hand is always on the this and your hand is on the mouse. So you are just moving simultaneously. You know, you are running even faster than Usain Bolt in his last race, whatever happened. Alright, so I'm going to drag it out and make it a little bigger here. Awesome. And then I'm going to bring it to the all the way to the left corner like so. And the engineer, maybe I'm not sure they've paid him all his money for the month because this look there, hey, alright, so now the engineer is at that side also, and then I think we are done with the photo, the background. Now we have to bring the text in, right? So we just want to say hello June and then just type a motivational quote, right? So I'm going to use the text tool, which you can activate by pressing on T. So T like so, and then you have the move to. Okay, I don't know what happened. I think I pressed Alt before the T. So I have the move to, and I'm going to click here and say type in June, all in caps, like so. June, good. Now, yes, two things happened. The font that you just saw is not the font you had. Yeah, because fonts are a very big deal in graphics, you know. I'm not really the best. I'll give a bigger shout out to Caesar. God is good. Vigig, you know, he's so good with fonts and colors, right? So I'm just saying June, big like so. I don't think this is big enough, but another reason why I have my setup like so is because if I come to the right side here, I have my text, my character panel here where I can do that. If you don't have your own, you can go to the Windows section here, and everything is in alphabetical order. So you can look for character, which is C, and click on it like so, and then you can have your character panel appear here. So the font I'm using is Bebas New. You can use whatever font of your font. If it was for Rotract, it will be Frutiger. If it was for this, depending on what the graphics I'm performing, then the font that I use. So this is June, and the color, I think the color, let me try black, so it stands out. No, black doesn't really stand out yet. Let me see red. Yep, I'll use red. Ideally, I wouldn't want the engineer to be in white. I mean, what kind of engineer wears white? Okay. All right, so good. Now, if you look at the graphics that we have, like so, you can see clearly that the June is overlapping on his dress. Meanwhile, the same June is also underneath his dress. Let's create that. It's very quick, and we can do that in a few seconds. So let's get back to work. Awesome, good. Now how do I get this done? Now it means you're going to need two layers of the June, one on top and one underneath. All right, so I'm going to come back to my layers panel here at the right side here, and I'm going to do Ctrl+J just to duplicate the layers. All right, and then on the layer on top, that's the June, that is written June copy. I am going to right click on it like so and convert to shape. Yes, you said it, you guessed it right. Convert to shape. Now what happens is, because it's now a shape, I can do things to it. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. So I could come to my my toolbar here on the left and click on U, or select my tool, my how do I call it? My rectangle tool, or whatever tool that is there. So let me take the rectangle tool. The moment you choose the rectangle tool, you realize that this menu at the top here also changes. Now you have fill and you have stroke. Let me tell you what happens if I change the fill to, let me say, black. So you see now it's showing black. What of white? It's showing white. All right. What if I change the color to nothing? Awesome. I'm only seeing the poster. I can't see the. Oh, thank you very much, Samuel. Can you see the screen? Oh, guys, sorry. I mean, I left you guys behind. I think I have to go back. All Control Z. Let me delete all these layers. I have to go back. Man, making mistakes like this. This one is even worse than the the time Noah nearly forgot his godson in the flood. Alright, so now I want to bring the text in. Okay, so I'm going to select T. By pressing T, I get a text too. So like so, if I come here, I can click on what's T like so, and I'm going to type June. June. If it was in French, I'm going to say juin. Yeah, yeah. Je parle français un peu. Yeah, enchanté. Alright, so I'm going to scale this up by selecting and clicking on the size and dragging it up all this way. And voila, good. Awesome. Good, perfect. So I think we can also move the engineer a little to the left. I mean, engineer, they've not yet paid you. I'm sure you guys should take your you take your pay before you start the work. Alright, so I'm going to come all the way here. I'm sure they pre-finance it. Alright. So what we agreed to do was we're going to create another layer of this. So we can do it in so many ways. I prefer Control plus J to just duplicate the layer that I have. Control plus J. Once the layer is selected at the right side, you just do Control plus J. You're going to duplicate it. Now the next thing to do is to double click on this and make it convert to shape. You can go through here, just convert to shape. Awesome. Now, because now it's a shape, we have a lot of things we can do to it. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the toolbar side and choose the rectangle tool here. Now, take a close look at this menu bar here. The moment I choose the rectangle tool, you can see things have changed. Now they are giving me a whole lot of fill, stroke, and a whole lot of other things, right? What happens if I change the color, the fill to black? You see now the shape is black. What happens if I change the shape to blue? Now the shape is blue. Now what happens if I change the shape to nothing? So now there is no fill. The shape is there, but there is no color within the shape. The red that you are seeing is the initial June test layer that we duplicated. So that's the red that we are seeing at the moment. All right. Now the reason why I'm doing this is I don't want any color to be within it, but I want an outline. All right. So I'm going to go to the stroke here. All right, and I'm going to choose what color should I choose? What color? I'll choose red again. Let me just choose the red once more, and I'm going to make the stroke width. Let me just say 5 pixels. Now, yes, wait until before you crash my head. Wait, you don't see anything yet, right? Now let's come all the way here to the test layer, the June test layer. You can see that, but it has a T beside it here. You can see the T, and I'm going to drag this layer. I'll click and drag it to beneath the engineer's photo, and I'll drop it there. Now the moment that happens, you guys, this is what just happened. You just saw that now this June looks like there's one behind the engineer and there's another one above the engineer. But wait, don't be just happy yet. I think the width is the stroke is too thick. I mean, it's too thick, right? We don't want it to be too thick. We want it to be thick, but just the right amount of thick. So I'm going to go back to the rectangle tool in my toolbar here, move all the way to the stroke here, and then I'll reduce it to, let me say, 3 pixels. Hit enter, and let me just select anywhere. So I think this is cool, right? Yeah, this is even way cooler than this is even way cooler than when the chariot of fire came all the way to soup Elijah to heaven. I need some water. Alright, so I think the red is too harsh. So let's go to the test layer here and select white in our swatches. You can come all the way here and then click on any of the colors here and drag it to white, like so. And then later bring to swatches and select white. Oh, just in case you don't have white if you don't have swatches here, you can go to Windows and look for all the way to swatches, like so. Yeah, and then okay, I don't really know what happened here. I think I've lost that panel, so I'm going to go back here again and try and see this and do that. Okay, yeah, it's in. Thank God. Yeah, lifesaver. All right, guys, so that's it for now. Now let's try and get in the motivational quote test, and then we are done with this for now. So what you can do is you can click on T. You can come to the Windows and select T. Awesome. Now instead of clicking and just typing your stuff like I did earlier, we don't want that. We actually want a test field, all right, where we can input test Yeah, so I'm going to click and drag the text field. So now I'm putting a text field like so. And you see, for example, it automatically populated with lorem ipsum. Lorem ipsum is in the standard dummy text of the newspaper industry. I mean, it's everywhere now. But we don't want lorem ipsum. But first of all, let's change the font to, okay, I'll usually use Bebas with, let me say, Lato. If you don't have Lato, that's fine. You can use Times New Roman. I think your PC has Times New Roman. But yeah, any fonts that you can get your hands on. I'll use Lato regular, like so. And I'll change the font size to somewhere around 21 points. I mean, it's cool, right? And I'll change the line height to something, reduce it like so, and then click enter. Don't worry. You are doing just great. I mean, if you are getting any value out of this, please make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for, son? Subscribe. Okay, let's learn together. Let's scale up together. Let's scale up together. Let's better all the way better. And I think this is the beginning of the series where you get the chance to scale somebody's business. It could be yours. All right. So when I'm done, we can come and click on the check sign here at the top here, and then the color is black. We want it to be black. The color is white. We want it to be black, so it stands out a little bit more. Awesome. And I think I could choose medium for the font so I can get some attention right there. So bold. And I think I can also make the font a little bigger, so 30 pixels, and then the line height also I have to adjust. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. The last thing will be to have a logo at the top right corner here. Let me just create a quick logo. I'm not going to do it in Illustrator. I'm just creating a logo. All right, so I'm going to come all the way to the text, my toolbar here, select T like so, and click here and just type logo. Logo as in Puss in Boots, logo. Yeah, logo. All right, yeah. All right, so this is our logo. Let's make it white. The logo should be something, yeah. And what we want is we want to put the logo in a little, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say, right? So we're going to use the rectangle tool. You can come here, click on the rectangle tool, or you can click on U to select the rectangle tool. I'm going to come and just drag a very nice rectangle like so. Awesome. Now my properties tool is here, so the moment I draw anything, it automatically pops up and it says Sarfo edit me. All right. And the next thing I'm going to come all the way down here and change the border radius. So the border is, and then the radius is how roundish you want it to be. By just clicking, dragging, and doing something like this, my border radius now it looks a little roundish. If I want to affect only one particular edge, I can just uncheck this link icon here, and if I should play around with this, I only get to affect a particular border. So you can see now I have something like so, right? Cool, right? Yeah. Now what I can do is I'll drag this layer beneath the logo layer. You can't see anything because it's still white, and I'll make this text, yellow doesn't contrast enough. Awesome, red, good. Now I'm going to select these two layers, the logo and then the rectangle. What you can do is you can select the logo, hold shift, and then click on the rectangle, hold shift, and then click on the rectangle, and now you have these two layers selected. Cool, right? What you can also do is selecting these two layers, you can come all the way to the layers panel, select the one, and then hold control and then select the other layer, and then yes, you have these two layers selected. All right, now if you come to the top corner here, I have a chance to align them, but make sure you are on the move tool at the top left corner here. I have the move tool selected. That's how I can see what I see here. All right, so I'm going to click on these three dots here, and what I get to do, I get to align these things, but always you have to know what you are aligning to. Are you aligning to the canvas or you are aligning to a selection? All right, in this case I want to align to the selection. Let me show you what happens if I align to canvas. If I align to canvas and I click in the middle here, it comes all the way to the middle. I don't want that. If I click on the right, they all move to the right. Who wants that? So I'll Control Z, Control Z. Yeah, I'm just imagining a life without Control Z, Yes, it's only computer you can get to do Control Z. In real life, there's no Control Z. You can't take those words back. Neither can you take those opportunities that you missed back. Alright, so I'm scaling it down a little. I think it looks too big. It's an ugly logo. I mean, no organization has this logo. except you actually Lego, with this ugly Lego. Yeah. So yeah, now I'm going to align not to the canvas, but I'm going to align towards selection, and then look at what happens. The moment I choose that, oh, yeah, now I have these two selected. I can just click in the middle here like so, and then they are aligned, and then it's aligning. It's just perfectly centered. If I choose bottom here, it's still aligning it, but it's only considering these two things. That is what it's aligning to. Cool, right? Yeah, I know you are thinking so. So I'm aligning them to the perfect middle here, and then we have it. So I think that should do it. If you send this to your client, you can add social media icons, your company's website, or anything. But I'm sure we learned 3 things here. Number 1, our backgrounds, our photo, and then our text. And I think in July, if you have this done, I want you to send this to me on Instagram. You can, I'm still Carbell did it on Instagram. You can search for me. Send this to me as a DM, or you can just send me as a DM, and I'll be sure to check it out. And I will not judge you. I can't judge you, right? But just do send this if you're able to watch all the way through and try something like this on your own. If you want to see me do this in Canva, just in case you don't have Photoshop or your machine is not powerful enough to run Photoshop, you can let me know. I'll get this down with you in Canva. I use Canva a lot of late, my presentation slides and everything. But drop a thumbs up button if you haven't. Please make sure to drop a comment saying, I love this, I want to see more of this, and then I'll be bringing more of this to you. Any kind of content you want to see me create in terms of your brand recognition, scaling up, online marketing, just let me know and I'll get that to you. So guys, that's pretty much it. You guys have done so well, to come with me all the way to the end of this. I just can't say a bigger thank you, alright? I'm so grateful for you guys being able to make it this far. And without much ado, guys, I'm going to catch you in the very next video. Peace.